Just like the Great Salt Lake, I'm salty AF, baby.
If life is a circus, then this dancing bear is in the center ring.
Hello! I am Hunter Harden.
And I'm Papa the Bear.
And welcome to the Real Housebears. You know what? Teresa didn't have my back at that podcast luncheon. I'm texting her and telling her she didn't have my back. Hold on just a second.
Andy, I have one more question. It's important.
Bear, was I or was I not there for you at the podcast luncheon?
You were talking so far out of the side of your mouth that it's apparently out of the side of your face.
It was hard to transfer from New Jersey to Salt Lake City on that one.
That one wasn't as easy.
No, it's not.
I was insane by the end.
Well, I was equally as entertained.
If you weren't seeing it, I don't think you would have gotten Meredith marks, so.
No, I can hear Meredith in you.
Okay.
I can hear Meredith.
You just got to hang that talk out of the side of your mouth.
And you only have one more week to combine your intro.
Oh my gosh.
One more week. We're almost caught up.
We have to come up with our taglines.
I already have my tagline.
I already have my tagline too, but so whatever.
You on your best day will intimidate me.
So maybe we'll debut them a week early next week. The reunion finale of Salt Lake City.
Oh my.
Premiere our groundbreaking
taglines.
Groundbreaking.
Size matters.
Well, if the ladies have to do it each season, we're going to do it each season.
You know what is going to be groundbreaking?
Wow.
Do you know what's going to be groundbreaking for me is that choir that I told you all about with Heather and Dre. It's still on, y'all, and auditions might be as early as next week.
They better start advertising for it.
Pay attention to our social medias, Heather's, Dre's. Keep a lookout. As soon as a date and time is finalized, we're going to have to act real quick.
I mean, you guys better, because the only audition people you're going to get is that homeless guy that sings at the end of the street, and maybe that lady that owns a couple birds in her house, that one lady that is still rocking the same haircut from 1981 that sings at the bar. You know, those types of people are going to show up. Yeah, you know.
Hello, my baby. Hello, my honey. Hello, my ragtime gal.
Well, hopefully...
Maybe a lizard guy. Maybe he'll bring his lizard in with him to sing.
I mean, if I found out that I got the chance to sing with Dreather, I would move the world to make that happen. But not everyone is me.
No.
Not everyone is me, so...
Because you're a singer.
I'm a singer.
I'm a singer.
I'm a singer.
You guys shut up, because I'm a singer.
Don't talk to me. I'm a singer.
I'm going to harmonize this insult at you.
I heard that.
Because I'm a singer.
You are a singer. You're a zinger.
You're a zinger.
You're a zinger.
Oh my God.
So, moral of the story. Keep an eye out on all of our socials and come sing with us if you live in Salt Lake City.
Oh my God, tell your friends. And also, if you're listening to us on Apple Podcasts, please leave us a 5-star rating and a little nice review.
You guys, it's 24/7. Like, after we leave the bedroom, he's like, if you like that, leave me a 5-star rating on Apple Podcasts.
I mean, this is really creepy. This whole thing is creepy.
On Apple Sexcast.
After dark.
Ooh, I always get a 5-star rating on that one.
You do always get a 5-star rating.
A for effort as well.
Well, again, we've got episode 2 of the Salt Lake City reunion to recap. Episode 5, I can't believe we're already at episode 5 of New Jersey to recap. Next week, we'll finally finish off Salt Lake City. Then the week after that, we'll be all caught back up. We'll do 2 episodes of Jersey, and we'll be right back where we belong.
We're all on the same team and page.
I'm so tired of doing 2 episodes a week.
It's a lot of work. It's a lot.
I mean, we're not doing 2 episodes of a podcast, but we have to take notes on 2 episodes a week.
And if you want to know why it takes so long to put the podcast together, I have, just from season 2 of Salt Lake City alone, I have over 700 sound bites.
Wow, that was a lie.
700 billion sound bites.
That's a lot of sound bites to go through and try to and figure out what to use and which one's going to be funnier than the other one or more appropriate than the other one. So that's why it takes a lot of time. And it also doesn't hurt that, like, I'm a perfectionist, so I might go back and change some sound bites every now and then.
You're doing so good.
Thanks. Well, we start back off the reunion. Henry and Jack did make the guest list. Whitney was invited by Lisa specifically because Jen and Lisa got into a big fight after the photo shoot, and everyone was crying, and it was traumatic.
They just dive right back into Lisa.
Yeah, I mean, this reunion,
It's about
all
Lisa.
3 episodes, is the cast versus Lisa.
Yeah.
Lisa does apologize. Let's try that again. Lisa does apologize for saying, as controversial as it is to love Jen Shaw. But
Yeah.
I think Jen really got upset about that. But I mean, she was saying, you know what, like, people were upset with you. A lot was going on, and I was still your friend.
Yeah.
I've been nothing but nice to you, Jen Shaw.
It just probably wasn't a very good way.
But
to
Lisa's
say
like,
it.
I'm not fighting this battle with you, Jen. I'm sorry.
Yeah. But, you know, John Barlow thought it would be a good idea to just keep on trying with Whitney. Keep on trying with
So
Whitney.
it was John's idea to invite Whitney.
Now, Meredith verifies once again. I have a question. At that luncheon when... Oh, maybe I should try to do a Meredith. At that luncheon... I can't.
Oh my gosh,
I can't.
no.
I look like I got a
you're
stroke.
Yeah.
No. So at that luncheon, when people were upset that they were not invited, did I have your back by saying, not everyone has to be invited to everything? And Lisa agreed, yes, Meredith, you did have my back. And then there was a question to Jenny, and to be honest with you, I kind of zoned out.
Bring it on, girl. Let's dish it out.
I was like, oh, I don't care.
I don't really need anything with Jenny in this.
Oh, the question was, why doesn't Jenny defend Lisa? That's
Yeah,
what the
that was the
question
question
was. Jenny says that she doesn't, but it flashbacks.
Or that she does.
Oh, yeah, that she does. But it flashbacks verifying that Jenny really kind of didn't. Okay, bye, Jenny. We're done.
Yeah.
Sorry. Again, I have such guilt feeling that way, but if I'm not invested in your future, I'm just not invested in your presence on the show, you know?
Exactly.
Now, what about Lisa going downstairs and telling Mary everything that everyone was saying about her and pinning it all on Whitney?
I did not.
Well, Lisa's like, well, we talked about a lot of things, like if Mary smoked pot. It's like, what?
I mean, what we got on camera was all we really needed, whether or not she asked different questions when the camera wasn't rolling.
Does Mary strike you as a pot smoker? They did talk about pot on her podcast at the beginning of the season, but it was the guy that was recording with her that said.
No, she probably does not. She
doesn't strike me as a pot smoker.
She doesn't, or even a drug user in any kind of
Yeah,
form.
she doesn't strike me as a drug user either. She just strikes me as crazy.
She's just miserable. She has no vice.
Maybe at least that we know of.
Yeah.
I have love. I forgive. I don't wobble in pain. I don't wobble in, like, people hurt me. I forgive them. I move on. And life goes on, you know?
Shopping. There. That's her vice. Shopping.
There you go.
There we go.
There you go. And buying property, I guess. And lying. And being a racist. Sorry.
And being mean to her congregation.
Andy suggests that Lisa has a lot of conversations off camera. She's like, nope, there was only 2.
Only 2.
One with Mary, one with Meredith.
Until another one comes up that I need to defend myself with.
Now it's time to clean up the memorial service timeline yet again. Was Meredith in memorial when Lisa called her from the van? Lisa stands hard by, Meredith, you said it when I called you.
Why would I answer the phone at my father's memorial?
And Meredith's like, I didn't say that. I wasn't even there.
Yeah.
So, maybe Lisa thought she heard it.
Well, Lisa just thought that she was at her memorial. She was interrupting her memorial, but really she was just interrupting her bath time or whatever.
Right. But you know what sucks is that misunderstanding created all kinds of drama.
And also, why would you answer a phone call during your father's memorial service?
You wouldn't.
You wouldn't.
You wouldn't.
I don't care what part of it is.
But, Andy says what we've all been thinking. Meredith, why didn't you just say, It was Monday, like months ago.
Well, I mean, honestly, I don't think it would have been put to rest, even if she said that.
Well, even here, Meredith just kind of puts her foot down, shuts it down, like, we're not talking about this anymore.
It's enough.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't.
Right? I felt like they were cutting for lunch kind of early, but I guess we're somewhere in the middle.
That's what I said, too. I was like, well, lunch was early.
Yeah, we're in the second episode, but you would think that we'd be further into the second episode. But I haven't had a chance to watch the Miami reunion yet, but I hear that they cut for a break like right away. It's kind of jarring. I think Amy Phillips was talking about that. When they cut for lunch, Lisa tries to have a one-on-one conversation with Meredith, and Meredith's just not interested in talking right now.
I don't know why Lisa just wants to keep talking to her off camera, even though it's on camera.
Yeah, I mean, Lisa just tries to talk her way out of everything.
Yeah, and it doesn't work this season.
And it's killing her. It's killing
reunion.
her that people can't see what she's trying to say. Mm-hmm. But I love that, whenever she's upset, she wants John.
Where's my husband?
Yeah, where's my husband?
Where's John? That's all she wants. And she just goes off on a rant to the producers. You guys knew what you were doing.
Yeah, you guys just gave them all a reason to be like, that's who you are. That's who you are. I guess when doors are closed, it kind of shows you who you are.
You guys knew what you were doing when you put that in there. Like, I was on a rant. I just think what you guys did by adding that in there, you just gave them all a reason to say, that's who you are. That's who you are. I'm done. You let them narrate me.
No, you guys need to go out for a minute.
It's just very unfortunate.
I'm kind of conflicted by this. Because there have been a very few moments in my life, but there have been a few moments in my life that someone that I love made me so freaking angry that I just had to spew some venom out for a minute in the privacy of my own room or whatever.
Oh, that's a good way to put it.
Well,
did Lisa know? Did Lisa remember? Was she just in a blind rage and forgot that she was mic'd, or forgot that the sound was still on, or whatever?
Whatever it was. I think that since she thought she was away from the cameras, that it wouldn't be heard or wouldn't be picked up or used or anything. But man, they use it. And Andy Cohen even says it word for word later on. I'm like, God, can we stop playing this?
That is like a dramatic monologue.
It is.
I want people to use that for auditions. A dramatic reading of Lisa Barlow's rant.
And you don't have anything to go off of except for the words itself.
That's the monologue I'm going to start using for auditions for people. If I start directing theater again, that's going to be the audition piece. I'm going to give them Lisa Barlow's monologue and see how they interpret it.
Remember that on early seasons of America's Next Top Model, that crazy cat girl that came in and said that she was like 100% Jesus Christ, and she's like, I'm made for the catwalk. Meow. That was like, I wanted that to be my monologue so bad because it's insane.
She's also the one that she's like, I love Jesus. And she says, Jesus is my best friend or something.
What was all that? My catwalk. Meow. I'm a Christian and I know Jesus Christ is real. I feel so good about talking about it. I could just be like, Jesus, you are my best friend.
And she meows at the end of it. It's just insane.
I love
it. It's
her.
beautiful.
It is really.
I mean, I have talent in being crazy and singing and acting like a cat, all in one monologue.
That's it. I mean, Lisa's rant is going to get a Pulitzer Prize. I feel good about it. I feel good about it.
I think we should do a dramatic reading of
Andy
Lisa's.
already did it for us.
Well, I mean, we should do it.
Our own, like, Housewives theater. Mm-hmm. Okay, we can do it. We'll do it.
Pick iconic rants by each one.
No, just Lisa's. Just Lisa. You and I will separate into separate rooms and record our own version of Lisa's rant.
Everybody here wants to break me all the time.
I really want to do that.
Okay, well, we have to make time maybe for next week's episode. Okay. Next week's the last one. So
we'll do it for next episode.
Well, let's remember this. We'll forget this and not even.
Well, we're going to listen to this again.
Okay, let's remember it. Y'all, remind us. Tweet us.
Send us messages.
Follow us on our socials. Sorry. Okay, I thought it was weird that people were sharing trailers.
I was sick. Utterly sick.
Did you notice that, like, Heather and Jenny are in the same trailer? Dre, I was glad to see Dre was there in Heather's trailer. I was wondering what she did all day long when Heather was in reunion hell.
Yeah, I know. Because I was wondering, like, who would be there for Heather. And I'm like, Dre, perfect.
Meredith and Whitney are in the same trailer, but I don't guess they really have beef.
No, I don't know why they have them sharing trailers. I guess money isn't good at Bravo right now because the women don't even have hot tubs or baths out for them in their rooms.
I think Bravo's doing okay. With as little money as they spent on last season of OC, they're doing all right.
Oh, snap.
Oh, sorry. Did I just say that?
That was nasty.
It looked like Jen Shaw maybe got her own trailer, and maybe she was supposed to share with Mary. I don't know.
Probably.
But Lisa looks refreshed now. Like, she's had a chance to decompress.
Oh, yeah. She sits down.
She's had a bite.
Ready. Yeah,
she probably had some Del Taco.
Baby gorgeous. Are you ready for this?
She had a Del Taco shrimp taco.
But you know what I do love right now? The fish tacos at Del Taco, like, are amazing.
I think I want to be called Baby Gorgeous after my birthday. From then on, I want to be called Baby Gorgeous. Sweet baby, tiny little innocent baby gorgeous Elizabeth Harden.
I think that everything Lisa says is comical. Just
I love
everything
Lisa.
she says. So let's talk about Mary. Who has received mean texts?
I have. I'm just kidding. I wish we got
for a second I was like, have you?
If we got a mean text from Mary, that would have been blasted all over social media. I would be so honored.
It would be the best gift.
It really, even if it was just on like a DM.
We'll have to see if we can make that happen. Maybe I wonder if I can cameo a mean text from Mary to you.
I don't think you have to specify mean. Just ask for a cameo, and she will automatically be mean.
Be like, we're friends of Heather's. But you know what? We talked about mean texts with Jenny when she was on our podcast, and she was like, I didn't get them because I didn't give Mary my number.
Yeah.
Smart woman. Why is Jenny the only one who doesn't seem intimidated by Mary? Well, Jenny's not intimidated by anyone. Lisa's like, I want to make sure everyone knows I'm not intimidated by her.
Lisa needs to make everybody know her feelings. I love her. I love her.
Now, Heather suggests that Mary isn't even at the reunion because the rest of the cast normally kind of like navigates Mary pretty well and somewhat accommodates her diplomatically.
But Jenny's ghetto on her.
Okay, getting hood on us, okay.
That's what Mary calls it all the time. And Jenny doesn't care. And plus, she's from Long Beach. She ain't going to put up with Mary's crazy Utah stuff.
Why didn't anyone come to Heather's defense when Mary called her chubby? And Lisa's like, we just didn't want to feel the fire at this point.
I know, right?
We had been through enough. And Whitney's like, hello, I missed the chance to ride home on a private plane to be in solidarity with Heather.
Yeah.
So don't even pretend like I didn't come to Heather's defense. Is Mary's church a cult?
Yes.
Meredith doesn't believe so. Whitney didn't when she attended, but she questions it now. And Jen Shaw sums it up beautifully.
I think every church is a cult to some extent.
All churches are cults to some extent.
Yeah. Now, remember when I said that oftentimes churches do have like a pastor appreciation service? And then I talked to my best friend Sarah about that. And she's like, Corey, I like that you pointed that up because especially like Mother's Day with having a female pastor, that kind of made sense. And I was like, oh yeah, it probably was Mother's Day. And then it turns out, yes, it was Mother's Day.
Tribute for Mary.
But it was a Mary tribute, not a Mother's tribute. Faux show.
You've been the best friend. Yeah.
I wonder if Mary was named after Mary Magdalene.
Wasn't she named after her mom? Oh. Isn't her mom's name Mary Martha?
I don't know.
Or I think one of them's Mary Martha, another one's Mary. I don't know.
They were all. One of them was Magdalene.
Does Mary claim to be God?
Yes.
Well, Whitney says that Mary doesn't feel like she's God, but uses the fear of God to get what she wants out of her parishioners.
I mean, just her intro to this season. I mean, she uses God as a threat.
Yeah, seriously. Everything bad that's happened in my life since then, I'm pretty sure is from me saying bad things about Mary on this podcast.
Happy Mother's Day, Mary.
Guess what, Mary? My life's awesome. Ha!
Oh.
Take that.
Oh. I thought I heard I thought I heard some
You
thunder.
thought I heard Jesus coming after
No,
me?
I thought I heard thunder. I thought you were going to get struck down.
They bring Cameron back up. Lisa, I mean, Lisa can't hide that she brought him into this.
I did not.
I know, it's so obvious, and it's on camera that she did multiple times. And she lied about it.
And Whitney even has on text that Cameron was ready to come clean about Mary.
Yeah.
So just give in to it, Lisa. It's okay. It's okay.
I mean, they just are digging into Lisa and all of her lies in this reunion. It's rough.
You know, this foster care board still is really muddy because I've seen on social media some evidence that he was on the board, and then I've also seen some evidence that he wasn't. Like, it keeps going back and forth. I can't figure it out. I think ultimately he did end up being part of the board.
I'm sure there's like gaps and middle ground there where he was working for them and not working for them.
And now Lisa potentially misquoted how much money Cameron gave to Mary in the church.
He mortgaged his house and gave her $300,000.
And to be honest with you, it's not as bad as it seemed now that we know the truth.
Yeah, it was like 10% of $300,000.
Which, according to the Bible, is how much you're supposed to tithe.
10% of your home?
Of your
earnings.
income, yeah, of your earnings. So that would have been his tithe.
I didn't know that.
It wouldn't have been something out of the ordinary. Now, granted, Mary probably pushed him into mortgaging his home or refinancing his home or whatever so that she could get that tithe, or likely found out that he was doing that and made sure that that tithe was coming to the church. But to be honest with you, again, the Bible says you're supposed to tithe 10%.
The Bible tells you to?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, that's how much tithe is 10% of your earnings according to the Bible.
What?
Like, I am so confused. I'm so confused.
I have never heard that in my life. That is insane.
Trust me, I grew up in a church where my parents, they tithe their 10%.
I'm not reading the Bible where it's something that's going to tell me that I owe them money. Like, what? What do I owe them?
Well, I'm going to send Jesus after you. That's all I can say.
Well, my mom always did the money stuff.
So even though Lisa kind of figured out that she was wrong about the numbers, she didn't really correct anyone, so she just let Whitney. And then, you know, they talk about Whitney and Cameron having their conversation. Whitney pulls out her Cameron text. As I said, Cameron was ready to come out to Mary. Cameron and Mary potentially had a sexual relationship a long time ago, or at least a romantic, maybe not sexual, but it's hard for me to imagine Mary having sex. She did have one kid that hates her, so I guess it works.
My goodness.
There is a support group for former members of Mary's church. Holy cow.
Yeah, I've never heard that before. That means there's something wrong with your church.
Well, there are a lot of support groups for former Mormons. They talk about that.
I
too.
know, but it's not like a specific. This is a very specific
a
church.
Faith temple. Yes.
Yeah, it's not like suffering from religious Christianity stuff. It's from Mary's church. It's insane.
That is absolutely insane.
I've never heard that before. But that does not sound great.
It doesn't sound great.
It's like a Yelp review for churches or something. Holy crap.
Well, we cut to the Real House Kids of Salt Lake City for just a moment. You know, I am going to miss Carlin.
I love Carlin.
She was sweet.
And funny.
Brooks is finishing school and running a company. Mm-hmm. Running a fashion design empire.
All I see the people are wearing it are all the people involved in it.
Right? But where's mine?
I want one of those tracks.
He probably doesn't make it for us plus-size girls. Lisa's kids just don't want Lisa to look single, which means show too much skin. I think she did okay.
That's cute.
Jen never decorated Omar's locker because he doesn't have one. And Heather feels that having Ashley graduate and go off to college and be happy and be successful is a great, big payoff as a mom. Mm-hmm. Is Heather living vicariously through Ashley? Not necessarily, because Heather's just living her own life.
Yeah.
I think Heather knows how to have fun.
I mean, Heather's on a TV show.
But it's more like she's like, I just don't want Ashley to regret the great time that she could have had that she didn't have because she was so afraid.
Yeah.
So I'm Team Heather on that. All right, now, Jen Shaw, you told Lisa multiple times that Meredith was not a good friend to her. Now, Jen understood that there was like this distance between Lisa and Meredith, so Jen said it's because of Meredith's relationship with Mary. And Lisa's like, no, it wasn't because of Mary. Like,
Lisa, my goodness.
Lisa doesn't know how to... She's not listening.
She's not. And
She's
she just
not
wants
listening.
to try to save, like, I don't know, her pride or something so much that she's just delusional about her actions and what she's done.
It's insane.
Yeah, it's great. And who cares?
Yeah.
Honestly, who cares?
I mean, and that's what they
you're
come
upset?
up later. They're like, Lisa, just admit that maybe you told a lie. We'll respect you a lot more for that.
Stop holding on. I mean,
Yes.
and even later on when she tries to have that separate hot mic moment with Meredith, she makes it so much worse.
Oh, gosh. But luckily here we get another clip of Lisa's rant.
Oh my gosh.
And Lisa wasn't upset because of Meredith's friendship with Mary. She was upset that Meredith said she was offended by Lisa saying that Meredith didn't have her back.
Gosh.
And Meredith has spent most of this reunion just like gathering her evidence.
She's very good at it. She's doing a
She said
fantastic
at one point that
job.
she's a lawyer. I didn't know. Was she really a lawyer? Or is she a lawyer?
I think in the first season she practiced law.
Well, I don't recall that. Meredith says the whole argument started with Lisa calling Mary fake, and Lisa's like, it started when something else that wasn't ever aired. There's a lot of stuff that wasn't ever aired. Mm-hmm. That Lisa was actually defending Ginny from Mary. But which probably meant that Lisa went in on Mary because she was defending Ginny. So Meredith is probably still correct, you know? But Meredith is just like, I don't understand how anything in the world could have happened. Anything that anyone said or did that could create the venom and anger and poison, you know, that came out of your mouth right after you knew my father had died and all of the things I was going through.
Yeah. That text that she said, she's like, I really need a friend right now.
Yeah.
And
And she's like, you hear about what I'm going through with my dad, and then you show up to my house and get me all riled up with this Jen Shaw situation.
At the Shabbat dinner, yeah. She just wants her to be friends with Jen Shaw so bad she doesn't realize maybe I should be there for my friend.
And yeah, and plus, you know, their exchange wasn't like heated, but it got a bit heated at the Shabbat dinner. And unnecessary, bad timing, even for TV.
Lisa still says she checked on her. She's gonna double down as hard as she can.
And she still is. She's posting her phone logs on social media. She's posting her texts on social media. She is quadrupling down.
Where Meredith is trying to like point out to her, it's like, I really needed a friend and you couldn't focus on me. You had to focus on everything else that was going on around us against me.
Yeah. But
Lisa can't
she's so
figure that out.
afraid of being accused of something that she can't say, you know, Meredith, I thought I was being a supportive friend, but clearly my efforts weren't good enough for what you needed at that time. And so that makes me not a good enough friend for you at that time. And I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'll do better. Yeah. You know, it's okay. It's okay to make mistakes. It's okay to be imperfect. But it's not always easy for those of us who are oftentimes perfect. Like most of the time perfect.
Just saying.
Well, Meredith, she's sick from that rant that she did. And now her kids get to hear what Lisa had to say about them. And, you know, you don't mess with kids.
No.
Don't mess with family. And even Andy said it kind of sounded like a truth bomb that you let out. Like, you've been wanting to say this. And even Heather and Whitney were like, yeah, we've heard this before we started filming.
Yeah, ask Sarah Jane Warner.
Oh my gosh. I was like, and they have a name for Meredith to follow up
Isn't
on.
Sarah Jane Warner that blonde chick that was in the very first season who was like QAnon or something like that?
I think so.
Or she went to the January 6th thing.
Yeah,
or
something.
Yeah. But Lisa did not. She did not. Lisa even called turns out Lisa called Meredith after the rant to be like, listen, I'm gonna say a few things.
Oh my gosh.
But, you know, Lisa was at her breaking point. She's regretful. She's starting to apologize better, but she still can't just apologize without trying to explain herself.
Yeah.
And when you're trying to explain yourself to the person that's receiving your explanations, it just sounds like excuses. Mm-hmm. You know, sometimes you want to be like, listen, Meredith, I just want you to understand that my intentions weren't as ugly as they seem. But it's not the time. You just apologize for it, you own it, and then maybe later down the road you can have another conversation about it, you know?
Please offer me all the advice.
Heather feels that Lisa has talked about that same way about everyone on the cast.
I feel the same way, and I hate thinking that I feel like Lisa does talk behind everyone's back. She gossips. You saw that in the first season, saw it in the second season.
Yeah. And Lisa, if you'll just be real about it, we can deal with it. We can have motion. Otherwise, we're stuck here, the same place we were in season 1 when you were not accepting responsibility for anything that you said or did.
Whitney tries to give her advice to just quit talking instead of, like, you just need to listen to what people have to say and not talk. And I mean, I guess...
That's also a theme in this
New
week's Jersey.
Yeah, with Teresa and Louis. But Lisa apologizes again.
Meredith, I can't say it enough how sorry I am.
Meredith is still processing it. She literally just heard it less than 24 or 48 hours ago or something.
Yeah.
She would hate to throw away a 10-year friendship, but it doesn't look good.
No, it doesn't
in
look
the long
good
run.
Especially because they wonder if she did it intentionally, knowing that she was mic'd. And, Brad Weather are
on the case.
Yeah, they're like, it was intentional.
Yeah.
So, and Whitney said that on Watch What Happens Live, too. So, what about the rumor about Meredith and Jen seeing the same guy? That was shut down and squashed really quickly.
Yeah.
Everyone has rumors about them. Mm-hmm. Everyone. And that's valid, too. So they stop for a break. It's the very end of this episode. And Lisa comes over to Meredith.
Sits right between Jenny, sits right on Jenny to get next to Meredith.
And, now it all makes sense.
And Lisa's like, well, I said that mainly because I was suffering for something too. I heard that you were saying bad things about my renovation. And that just set Meredith off. So now not only is she that sorry for saying that rant, now she has an excuse as to why she said those horrible things about her and her family, because she said her house was crappy or something.
Meredith should be ashamed of herself. She should be ashamed of herself.
Oh my gosh. She should be stripped naked and thrown down the alleyways.
Yes.
Yelling, shame.
You don't talk about Lisa Barlow's renovation.
Y'all.
That is crossing the line.
Y'all, man. Y'all. You
don't talk about Lisa Barlow's renovation, and you don't talk about family.
Lisa's just done
or
herself...
kids. Or use analogies.
There's a list. But most of these women break it anyways. But Lisa, she's dug herself a hole. I don't know how she's going to get out. The next episode is going to be juicy.
I can't wait to watch it. All right. Well,
before we get down to the Jersey Shore showdown, maybe we should have a showdown here on a break.
Let's see how quick we can finish our cocktails.
1, 2, 3, go.
Bye.
That is the definition of leaving someone hanging.
This is Heather Gay from The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, and you're listening to the Real Housebears podcast.
And we're back.
It's a showdown.
Welcome.
At the Jersey Shore.
Ooh, welcome. The Real Housebears. On your left corner, the Beast from the East. Papa the Bear. And on your right corner, Beauty Cutie Patootie. Hunter Harden, a real Beauty and the Beast showdown. Beast from the East.
I like that. That was good.
That was because you are from the East Coast.
I am. And I'm a beast.
And I'm a cutie patootie.
You are a cutie patootie. Well, what an epic way to start the Jersey Shore showdown.
I know. My
That's
goodness.
incredible.
Did I wake everybody up on their way to work or on the way back from work or just,
in general?
Whoring around? Whenever you're listening
I
to this
hope you're
podcast.
not tired when you're whoring around.
I mean, whoring around's a tiring business.
But, if you're, in the action of whoring around, hopefully you're not hey, you want to hook up?
Oh, I just lay there.
I find that to not be true.
Doesn't take a lot, baby.
I still get paid. Just kidding.
Oh, gosh. We left off with Teresa storming off and yelling at the producers about Louis feeling uncomfortable. Jennifer Aidens like, what? What's going on?
Do you think Teresa's going to answer the call when you call her?
Now. But every one of the Gorgas is like getting dressed, getting ready to go over to Jennifer's for Teresa's cookout.
Lots of montages this episode, y'all.
Yeah, there's a lot of fluff.
Lots of fluff.
But covering some pretty good content.
Some juicy barbecue beef.
Barbecue beef.
Hot meat coming through.
Jennifer calls Bill to check on how far away he is and tells him that Teresa stormed out. Now Jennifer's stuck hosting this party.
I love it that Jennifer doesn't want these people over to her house. No. She's only doing it because Teresa asked her to, and Teresa just bails.
Could you imagine if there wasn't a caterer?
Oh, no.
Jennifer, grill these barbecue ribs.
She can. She has barbecued earlier.
Yeah, that's true.
She does say that barbecuing's a man's job.
Grilling is a man's job.
But she can do it. Women can do anything men can do.
Well, 100%.
Vice versa.
Well, we can't have babies.
Childbirth is no joke, y'all. I don't want it to happen to me. I did ask my dad what the worst pain he's ever felt, because he was an iron worker, boxer, blah, 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 blah. And he said the thing that hurt him the most in life was having a kidney stone, passing a kidney stone.
They say that that's the closest thing that a man can get to feeling the pain a woman goes through in life.
And I was about 5 years old when my dad had his. I remember when I was young, and so I've got probably 5 more years in me when I'm that age.
I hope I'm dead before that happens.
I will be very upset. Yeah. And I'm like, oh, I have to pee again, and just start screaming.
I don't know if I'm ready to deal with you with a kidney stone, if it's as bad as they say it
well,
is.
Gear up, buddy.
I gotta start drinking.
I'm gonna do a Lisa Barlow, slit my wrist.
Oh my goodness.
Dolores is back on Team Jennifer, and she's pissed that Jackie questioned her loyalty. On the way over, the Gorgas agree that if one person leaves, they all leave. And then Bill finally makes it to the house, but before the Gorgas arrive.
Bill has treats.
A man who lives in excess.
Got
treats. Looks like alcohol.
Oh, is that what it was? I couldn't
Looks
really
like
tell.
it.
Everyone gets to Jennifer's, and Bill walks right by the glass front door.
He's like, maybe you should get it, honey, and walks off. And they're all like, what was that?
You know what? The rest of this episode is about, has Bill checked out? I think Bill has checked out of the show.
Yes.
I don't think he's
not
necessarily
interested.
checked out on Jennifer.
No.
I think he's checked out of the show because he doesn't want to talk about this to the world.
And now the whole world knows already, and he's just embarrassed.
Yeah,
he hates
100%.
it. He hates it.
I don't see evidence yet that he is over her.
Oh, over the girl?
Over Jennifer.
Oh, over Jennifer. I was like, wait, what?
No. Everyone gets to Jennifer. Bill walks by. Jennifer opens the door, and Jennifer tells everyone that Teresa stormed out.
Yeah. The men are ready to drink.
Yeah.
Well, they go in there ready.
That's what they do. And really, they just all talk about how protective Teresa is of Louis. Melissa remarks at how surprising it is that she's like, hey, I'm over at Jennifer Aiden's house.
I feel like Jennifer's doing good right now. I think she's being a good host right now.
So far, because I
had hope.
They don't normally get along. No. They're always at each other.
And she's like, well, maybe you guys want to get a drink, and then we could go outside on the patio. You know, she's like trying to get everything going.
And Jennifer's like, sometimes I make cracks, and I think you just take it too seriously.
Cracks?
Melissa ain't buying it.
No, hell no. Well, Melissa's been trashed since the afternoon, so she's still trashed.
She's been trashed for days.
She has been, literally. She's been fondling people and just being trashed all day.
I've been drinking since 10 a.m.
And then, the moment Dolores and Frank get there, they immediately get into the food.
Oh, hell yeah. They're trashed.
I
mean, if I've been drinking all day and I'm going to a barbecue, the first thing I'm doing is I'm stuffing my mouth full of food.
Burgers.
Just soak up some of that alcohol. Oh, and then I'm ready for a nap. No more drinking for me after that.
Well, no, you just can't quit drinking altogether, or else you can't recover. You just have to keep drinking.
So I'll just become an alcoholic.
Frank asks where Teresa is. Then Jennifer fills them in on Teresa leaving off in a huff. Cut to Teresa and Louis on the way, and how this is all Margaret's fault.
This is... Teresa's like, there's cameras in here, honey. And he just seems so over it already. He freaks me out.
Like, nothing intimidates me. So what do you want to say to me?
After this stuff came out about him and seeing more of how he's reacting to all this and this conversation later on, I don't feel safe around Louis.
I don't either. I don't like him at all.
Yeah, I think he's a creep.
But I do love that when Teresa and Louis get there, Frank wastes no time in razzing Louis.
Hell no.
He's like, Joe's glad you're here because you're the only one whisking your legs at him.
I love Frank.
What'd you play in high school? You play with yourself?
I just love Frank.
He doesn't wait, but you know that you're in.
Yeah, if you're getting made fun of by the group, you're in.
Because Frank normally gives his efforts towards Joe Gorga,
yeah.
And you know they love each other.
Come on, bro.
Then there's an awkward silence. So Margaret thinks that the silence is awkward in particular and tells Teresa that they heard she ran off in a huff.
This is very awkward.
I know, the awkward silence, and Margaret's like, wow, this is very awkward.
Joe! It's silent in here. Joe, is that silence awkward?
I love Margaret.
I do. I hear that after the episode that just aired that we'll be recovering next week, it might be hard for Margaret to recover. But Teresa's like, are you talking behind my back? Do you have something that you want to say? It's not going to be good.
Is there anything that anybody has to say to me? Because if there's stuff going on behind my back, and then when I find out about it, it's not going to be good.
If I hear it later on, I'm going to be pissed. You better tell me now.
But Margaret is being calm and rational. She's like, listen, no one is accusing Louis of anything.
We just want an explanation from him.
Yeah, hey, Louis, this video's out. It's weird. Can you tell us about it?
I can address the video for you.
We're hearing it from everybody else except for you.
I can address the video for you.
Isn't that what you would want, to state your side of the story?
Yeah, we care about Teresa. We want you to give you an opportunity on camera to clear it up.
But Louis is just thinks that it's just an attack.
Well, I think Teresa
has made him think that.
Yeah.
But it's not.
But he immediately jumps in. He's like, I'll address it.
I can address the video for you.
Yeah. But Teresa doesn't want him to talk.
Teresa.
She doesn't want anybody to talk for that matter. She just talks over everybody the whole entire time. And Margaret's like, Joe, Teresa's overreacting. And that just makes Teresa act bigger.
Yeah. No, Teresa's like, why? Why? Why are you trying to say that? Why? Why? Tell me. Why? And Margaret's like, I'll tell you why. Well, why? Tell me why.
And Louis like, can I say something? And Teresa's like, no, you can't.
Can I say something?
Yes.
Can I say something?
Don't you dare answer her question.
Louis cannot get a word in between Margaret or Teresa.
It's really uncomfortable, but I think it's funny that Louis uses an intimidation tactic to say that Margaret is not intimidating.
Let's just talk calmly, because, you on your best day wouldn't intimidate me.
That is such a small man syndrome thing. And to say it about a woman, why do you think she thinks that you're better than her? You have some warped mind of how you think women think. Obviously, from this camp you went to, you don't even know what you're doing. So, I'm on Margaret's side. I'm like, girl, or her husband, Joe, should have said something. If I heard somebody say something to you like that, when she's like, yes, you're a very successful businessman. She's like, well, I can talk for myself. I would have been like, listen, buddy, bring it down 10 levels.
Well, Louis has some sort of magic because he can shut Teresa up.
2 ears, 1 mouth. Listen more.
And that freaks me out too. That makes me more nervous of Louis.
And yeah, anyone who can shut Teresa up,
I don't trust.
That's scary.
Her own brother, only living relative close to her, can't even do that.
It's scary.
But yeah, this makes me very I was sweating this whole time.
As Brooks Marks would say, I'm feeling very uncomfortable.
I was feeling very uncomfortable.
I'm feeling really uncomfortable.
The way he was talking to Margaret and just how he talked about this video.
He said that he was apologizing to a woman for her just not being the right woman for him.
That's not what I saw in the video. He was literally apologizing that he hasn't proposed to her yet, and he wants to marry her. So I would have pulled up that video right then and been like, Louis, listen to what you say here. That's not true. But oh my God, could you imagine if somebody did that? No. Teresa would float in the air towards them and dig her claws. Yeah. Oh my goodness. This whole scene was extra crazy. And he likes to say that his ex was extra thirsty and wanted to call him out on and try to embarrass him. But he's not embarrassed by this. Well, the way you're acting, sweetheart, you are very embarrassed by this video because you couldn't even step foot there.
Louis is proud of the work he's done with his gay camp.
Like running through the woods naked with 10 guys?
I mean, that is a gay camp.
Is that gay conversion therapy? Is that what gay conversion therapy looks like?
Hell yeah. That is I mean, I think it's more affirming than anything else, but...
Does it make you gay?
I want to run around the woods or the beach with 10 naked guys, and they just kind of all jump on me, and they're like, you suck. Guys. And they're like, you know...
You're like, say it to me here, daddy.
Choke me.
You disgusting pig. You're disgusting.
Well, Teresa is just upset that people gossip.
Oh my
She's the biggest hypocrite in the world,
and
right?
this is where her own brother, Joe, he's just
Everyone gossips.
Yo!
Well, everybody's gonna gossip, Teresa.
What are you talking about?
Including your tight BFF who's been gossiping about me.
Yeah, that you still hang out with. And of course, Teresa's gonna have something to hang on to.
Well, you hang out with Margaret.
And Margaret's been stirring up this whole video thing, which she hasn't.
She just asked a question about it.
Yeah, and so Teresa's going to hang on to that for dear life. There's no way you can make her budge.
Margaret exposed a secret, whereas Jennifer doesn't go digging for people. Girl.
She literally said herself that she was curious.
Roll footage.
I can't.
Roll footage.
I can't.
Meanwhile, Bill is standing there 6 feet away, being responsible in a pandemic.
Personally, I think Bill can't stand her. Sorry.
Not saying a word.
Jennifer's face is orange AF, man. Holy crap.
In the middle of all this, poor Tiki shows up.
He's like...
I mean, he doesn't even get there to be there long enough to finish his drink.
No. But Melissa sure greets him over there.
I mean, because she knows. But if Jennifer asks questions about Evan... and she's not digging. What about when people ask questions about Louis? Why is that digging?
Why is Margaret digging when she's asking questions about Louis? Which everybody's asking.
You can't argue with that.
There's no way.
You can't argue with that at all.
Teresa can.
Well.
Not rationally, but she can. And
but Jennifer's like, there's stuff out there. I was just retaliating from the reunion.
Oh, you know what?
Well, Melissa gets up.
Well, first Jennifer says to Joe, the little bitch girl commented on the post or something.
Little bitch girl came in and commented.
That would make me get
right
up
there.
too.
I would have gotten up and I would have beaten that girl down. Well, I wouldn't. But right. I mean, like if
you were Melissa.
If I was Melissa, or if a guy said that about you, I would be pissed.
Now, when I've seen this scene, I think 3 times. And I never see it as a Melissa charging Jennifer. I see it as a Melissa standing up.
I see Melissa standing up, going around the table to leave.
Yeah, to leave.
Like she was over it. And she had her hand up like this, but it wasn't pointing at her, it was pointing up. And Jennifer grabbed her wrist. That's where it went.
And Melissa Gorga would kick her butt.
Oh, 100?
Her new chin implant would be up in her forehead.
Her nose implant?
Well, she had a chin implant.
Oh, did she?
Yeah, she had a nose done and a chin implant.
Somebody needs to break that nose again.
Oh, the nose.
I mean, I don't like it. Not breaking her nose. I'm not condoning violence. I'm just saying.
Well, it sounds like you are. I would kick her ass. I'd break her nose.
Oh, God.
Louis?
No. Do not do that to
I know
me.
that you're just talking smack. And then it becomes Jennifer versus Jackie. Like, Jennifer's so wrong. She thinks she got Melissa Gorga. Mm-hmm. She thinks that Melissa's walking away because Jennifer got her. And then it kind of came out of nowhere where Melissa and Jackie, or Jennifer and Jackie go at it.
Because Jackie's just like, I'm done with this.
Yeah.
And then Jennifer's like, oh, you're done with me? Blah, 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 blah. A fake friendship, blah, 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 blah. I would have been done with it too. Because I'm like, you obviously don't have any sympathy. You don't care. I don't trust any apology that comes from you or anything from you because you dig for people's relationships and then get hurt and cry about it when somebody calls you out on it.
I've had compassion for Jennifer this season. I kind of lost it with this episode.
Yeah, you lost it with the same time Jackie did.
Yeah, me and Jackie,
And what the hell is Dolores? And now Dolores is like doubling down on her, being like, on Jennifer, being like, well, Jennifer doesn't have anybody right now.
It's weird.
It's because of how she handles her reaction.
She's just trying to make up for the accusation that she wasn't being a good
And I'm
friend.
like, Dolores, why? You're better than that.
Just be Dolores.
Just be Dolores.
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 The Gorga house leaves and remark about how Bill was completely checked out. And if my sister was sitting there and called someone me a little bitch, they're right. Teresa is being a total hypocrite.
She's a huge... I mean, you could have said that from day one.
Teresa really just kind of bends the rules to match her actions.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
Yeah.
She's in her own fantasy world, and she will hang on to anything that makes her remotely semi-right, even though it doesn't make her right, but she'll hang on to it so that she thinks she's right.
I am on Team Frank, though. I don't believe that the men should get into the women's drama.
I'm a man's man, and my position is don't get involved in the women's drama.
No.
And so that drama should have really just been between Melissa and Jennifer without Joe's input. I kind of with Bill Aiden there too. We've had problems on a lot of the Housewives cities when the husbands get involved. Like PK was a massive villain their first season for him getting involved. Peter Thomas and Cynthia Bailey, that when Nene called him a bitch. But I believe that men should stay with the men drama and women should stay with the women drama.
I agree.
I mean, not that I wouldn't take up from my wife or my partner and support them in any way that I could, but Joe Gorga kind of started that with your friend Jennifer. She's gossips all the time.
Always me. I'm always the bad guy.
Now Teresa is going to make it all better by having Jennifer apologize to Melissa. Mm-hmm. But the fact of it is nobody believes anything. And even Jennifer is like, but I'm only saying that because you want me to say it.
She wouldn't even believe her own apology.
Yeah.
Well, luckily everybody calls it a night. And then the rest of this episode, luckily, is kind of a lot of fluff because the beginning of it was pretty intense.
Yeah.
But the next one, I think Evan Goldschneider is like the comedic one of the group. He's always cracking jokes. I think he's really blossoming now in like the 4th, 5th season. He really cracks me up. Spooning leads to forking.
Spooning leads to forking?
Amen, Evan. Amen, Evan. So everyone's still mad. And then this is where we hear Dolores say that she feels like Melissa charged at Jennifer, which came as a shock to me.
I want that fresh watermelon for breakfast. That bunch of watermelon, it looks so good.
Did you see that they have like 8 watermelon on the counter?
On the counter, yeah.
But yeah, that looked like the tastiest.
Juiciest. And that's what I'd want when I'm hungover in the morning. I don't want like real food yet. I need something.
Or when I'm out in the sun
juicy.
A lot. Yeah, that looked delicious.
At least it's not pineapple,
But they took it out there to the breakfast. And did you see, it looked like they had like chicken breast, like grilled chicken breast for breakfast. Do people eat that?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Just meat. Honestly, it was probably left over from the barbecue yesterday.
Could be. Jackie reminds us that her stick the dick comment was actually out of compassion for Jennifer. I feel bad for Jennifer. Maybe her husband shouldn't be such an asshole.
Mm-hmm. Did you see Louis' shirt?
Which one?
It says, haters gonna hate.
Yeah.
Like, okay, Louis. Is that from your warrior camp?
Margaret and Joe B recap the video and Louis' poor explanation. I love that Joe B is as much of a gossip as Margaret is. Like, they'll sit there and talk shit together.
Yeah.
I guess has been around Margaret long enough that he couldn't possibly not.
Right.
At the Gorgas, Joe is chopping that delicious looking watermelon. They go out to enjoy the breakfast and conversation. Jennifer shouldn't have put her hands on Melissa. Mm-hmm. Conversation at the Aidens. Melissa shouldn't have charged Jennifer. Melissa's like, I just want to have a fun party tonight. Can we forget out? She's not coming.
Yeah, thank God.
Can we just
Everyone's
forget about
like,
this?
Thank God she's not coming.
So the Gorgas go swimming.
Pool party at the fun house.
And they play a couples game.
Yay.
Are you ready?
I am ready.
Hey, are you ready to play?
All right. Who is more than likely to perform oral sex?
Me.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
I'll give you random blow in the middle of the weekend.
No, you can't talk like I'm totally bleeping that out.
I mean, okay,
right.
hold on. Let me be PC about that. I've definitely given you lots of oral sex in the middle of the day.
You just didn't have to elaborate. Me was fine.
Well, you were hesitant for first, and I'm going to check you, boo.
Well, I had to think about...
You don't have to think about anything.
Well, I just wanted to clarify that we both enjoy it equally. It's just the frequency on your end is more frequent.
This is disgusting.
Wow, you're going to share with the world more?
Well, Tracy is the performer, and both Margaret and Joe B perform equally. Mm-hmm. Who's hornier?
Bear.
Me.
Papa Bear. See, I didn't even hesitate on that one.
Tiki and Joe B. Easy. Mm-hmm. Who watches the most porn?
Bear.
Probably.
You do.
I don't know how often you watch it, to be honest with you.
I don't really watch porn. A lot of my friends in the industry are in porn, and every time I see porn videos, I see one of them. I'm like, eh.
Yeah, so that would be me. Joe Gorga watches it all day long.
Oh, yeah, when he's brushing his teeth, when he's driving, when he's, like, building a house.
But you know what? It's research, because now he can be whoever you want in the bedroom.
He is so stupid.
And I'm the same way.
You are.
I watch porn for research.
Shut up.
I get no pleasure out of it whatsoever.
Oh, really?
It's all research.
Mm-hmm. Well, you've been a teacher. You've been the guy next door. You've been kidnapper. You've been dirty trucker. You've been school teacher, I guess.
You already said that.
College teacher or whatever.
You don't even know anymore.
Old man Rambo over here.
Let's get to Melissa's pink party.
Oh my God, I'm looking at so much pink.
Actually, before we do, the Goldsteiners have to talk about poop one more time.
God, why do they talk about poop so
This
much?
is the third time in 5 episodes. Obsessed. Obsessed. The pink party is beautiful.
Stacked with extras.
Everybody asked Dolores about what happened last night, and that's when Dolores is like, well, you ran up on Jennifer. And she's like, what?
Yeah, Dolores felt like Melissa was going to hit her. I'm like, Dolores.
And Jackie's like, putting hands on is not acceptable. And Dolores is like, what about you? You were friends with Jennifer just a few weeks ago. And Jackie's like, well, it shows you how quickly that turned.
Yeah.
You know?
She's like, well, Jennifer was doubling down on everything. And she's like,
and
not
plus,
interested.
Dolores, you misconstrued my stick the dick comment.
Yeah, stick the dick comment.
How about you don't stick your dick in someone else?
That's what I call it. So Teresa and Louie arrive. They try to convince Joe Gorga that Jennifer feels bad. I'm like, nobody
believes that.
Joe especially doesn't believe it. He thinks there's something evil, malicious about Jennifer.
Now, Teresa feels like she would see that coming from a mile away.
Well, Teresa counters again, but you hang out with Margaret. And Joe's like, what did Margaret do? It's not this. Margaret talked about Louie, and he's like, it's not the same.
No, but there's no talking.
Melissa comes in. Tracy joins in on the conversation. And then Tracy's the one. I think Tracy thought she was like, you know what, these people, they don't communicate very well. So maybe I'll try to like translate. I think Tracy's intentions were good.
Yeah.
But she doesn't know Teresa.
No. My goodness. Teresa didn't hear a word she said.
Not only does she not know Teresa, but she doesn't know Teresa.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But you can tell that Teresa knows I literally have one family member left. And I can't screw this up. So now I have to actually choose my battles, and this is hard. You know?
You can't fight the DNA.
Well, all this time she's saying family is everything. Family is everything. Well, now it's family has dealt with it and with your boyfriend. So I guess it's just double jeopardy for you.
And Teresa is incapable of admitting that she's wrong.
No.
She's worse than Lisa Barlow.
She really is. She really is.
Lisa and, Teresa, Nene Leakes, there's a few of them. Like, they just are incapable of ever admitting that they're
just
wrong.
so blind.
Some of the icons throughout the Housewives of yore.
Yeah, I guess they have to be a little bit delusional.
Well, don't be delusional and think that you don't need to follow us on social media.
Right?
And not know what's going on, especially because you got to come sing with us if you live here in Salt Lake City.
And you got to give us a 5-star rating.
Well, let me do socials first, and then you can make someone else re-famous.
Okay.
So, again, socials, except you don't want to watch the second half of this video because the camera's been sideways this whole time.
Shut up. Just on the second part.
Follow us
look
on.
great.
Yeah, you look amazing. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram. We are The Real Housebears. On Twitter, we are Real Housebears. And you can email us at therealhousebears@gmail.com.
And we got an updated review.
Yes.
From Whiskey with an I.
That's what I'm drinking.
1201, Whiskey 1201. They really like it that even though we know some of the housewives, we don't hold back.
Yeah. You know, I mean, Heather Gay even told us that we're not allowed to hold back, that we have to be honest about her.
Yeah, of course. Well, if you want to be famous, you need to
like Whiskey is.
Like Whiskey 1201.
Yes.
You got to go to Apple Podcasts and you got to go to The Real Housebears. And then you got to give us a 5-star rating. And then you got to give us a really nice review. Like something really cute, something playful, nothing too long, nothing too short.
Oh my gosh.
Something that's really going to make somebody think.
Please
but
don't
also
mention how obnoxious that is.
Anyways, it's my birthday month.
It is. It is.
So, I mean, for my birthday, all I really want from y'all is to leave reviews and 5-star ratings.
And send us money.
Well, of course. My Cash App is Hunter Harden 18.
All right. Thank you all so much for listening. Have a great week.
Bye.
Okay, love you. Bye.
But it's on.
Hello.
Hello.
Oh, hello.
Hi.
Howdy doody.
It's us, the Housebears.
Oh my God.
What is that?